Hi, I'm Rachel Sanders. My tip for you today is how to transition dogs from having food and other types of reward for stopping on a contact and transitioning to being able to go to a trial where the only reinforcement we have for the dog stopping on a contact is to be allowed to go on. What I like to do is take all the food and toys off of my students and position the food on the next obstacle. So when the dog is stopped in the contact, the handler has to go forward using whatever handling they're going to do, front cross, blind cross, to push across the line of the dog, to run past the next obstacle, or to stop and then take off running again before they release the dog. And on their way to the obstacle, pick up a piece of food and return back to feed the dog. You can then repeat that handling move a few times before doing it and then releasing the dog. So before I start with the dog, I'm going to pre-place my food on the obstacles that I'm going to be going towards.
Here is an example of a blind cross. As Bright stops, I do the blind cross, run to the obstacle, pick up the treat. I return to her if she is still in position and reward her. I then back up slightly behind her before running forward, repeating the blind cross and releasing her.
Okay.
In this example, I'm doing a front cross. I pass the next obstacle, pick up the piece of food and return to Bright. When I repeat the front cross this time, instead of releasing her with her release cue, I'll give another random word. In this example, I say good. I'll then pick up the piece of food if she's remained in position and return to her and reward her. I'll then back up behind her, run forward, front cross, and maybe on the third attempt I will release.
Okay. Yay!
In this example of run, stop, run, Bright makes a mistake. I stop, but when I move without giving her her release cue, Bright releases herself. When this happens, I'll often put the dog back on the end of the board and just rehearse the handling that I was doing, starting with a walk, then I'll increase the speed until I am running and the dog is not coming off until they hear their release cue. Each time I run past the obstacle, I pick up a piece of food to return to reward the dog, and again back up behind them. Once I am running at speed, I can then release the dog.